Okay, things are starting to look real creepy in Florida. We're seeing eerie videos of black SUVs driving around neighborhoods with megaphones urging people to leave immediately. We're seeing traffic cam footage of the roads out of Tampa Bay just stacked while the way in almost empty. We're seeing huge rows of cars lining up to buy sandbags. We've got the Tampa mayor just absolutely not mincing her words.
And I can say without any dramatization whatsoever, if you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
Wow.
And when you have meteorologists being brought to tears, you know it is time to pack up and get out.
It's an incredible hurricane. It has dropped 50 millibars in 10 hours. I apologize. This is just horrific.
And now Hurricane Milton has become the 5th most intense Atlantic hurricane on record, with winds of 180 miles per hour.
Dylan Page, one of my trusted news sources, put that piece together highlighting what everybody in the path of Hurricane Milton already knows, that things are bad. I have no idea what 50 millibars is, but from one charting guy to another, I believe that weatherman. His tears were legit. And then you've got the mayor saying, I'm not exaggerating, if you stay, you will die. Right off at the top of this video, I just want to say, if you're in the path of that hurricane, no material possession is worth risking your life for. Please move to safety. Take every precaution. Let me know in the comment section if you're being affected by this. We want to keep you in our prayers that everything that belongs to you and all of your loved ones will remain safe. Despite all of this, the markets are pushing towards all-time highs. Why? Well, the markets, for one, can remain irrational longer than most people who are trying to hedge or position themselves against this market can remain solvent. We know that lesson from Wall Street. But in particular, we've got confirmed patterns. I've been talking about them all week long. One of them is a bullish ascending triangle, which always points to a higher move. If we get above 574, we simply go higher. How high? Well, the mouth of that triangle tells us that we can get to 600 or 620. Price is pressing against that threshold right now. Tomorrow morning is going to be a big day in the markets. Now, we've got a ton of data that's still coming out this week. Wednesday, we're getting the FOMC meetings. We're also getting, on Thursday, we're getting initial and continuing jobless claims. Of course, Thursday, robo-taxi day, which will have a big impact on the market because it's all part of the AI story. And then Friday, we're getting the bank's earnings, and that's going to be the next test to this rally, whether it can continue. And so this is going to be a huge week in the market, and I can tell you it's getting pretty exciting. I'm going to go over a couple important plays. One of them is NVIDIA, and I'm going to quickly remind you guys of the impact of the AI story. Here's 3 predictions that we all need to be keeping our eye on. 1, AI will add $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030. Guys, that's just a handful of years away. We're talking about a massive, massive economic boost from AI and what AI will produce. That's according to PwC. And then there's another big prediction by the WEF, World Economic Forum. AI will both displace 85 million jobs as well as creating near 100 million new jobs, which is definitely something that's going to shake out a lot of people because change is not something that people are comfortable with. Nobody wanted to leave their homes here in Florida today because of a storm coming. But the fact is, AI is an impending storm that's going to sweep through the economy and cause destruction to jobs as well as create new jobs. On that point, the fact is that even though this storm should have a negative impact on the economy, ultimately, the way that the American economy works is we just don't simply suffer any setbacks. We print more money, we spend more money, and we get the economy moving again. The impact of that, though, of course, is inflation down the road. And then the third prediction that AI is going to impact, and this is one that I think is causing us to keep our eye on the healthcare sector. The AI healthcare market is set to reach $45.2 billion by 2026. Revolutionizing diagnostics and treatment. And this is one area where it's obvious, where AI can crunch data, gather more information on our lives, and produce ultimately better healthcare. This is an area that's just going to be screaming forward for years to come. What does this mean? Well, basically, for a fact, there's an AI arms race, which means every government, And every company that wants to stay in a leadership position has got to position themselves. And we know that the source of that is NVIDIA. And it's one of the reasons why, in the midst of the storms, the economic storms and the geopolitical events, we see NVIDIA emerging out of nowhere, pushing past previous areas of resistance. And interestingly, NVIDIA has something very similar going on in its chart that the S&P 500 has, which is that it's getting ready to press through a significant barrier of resistance. And if it does, technically it's pointing to a much higher high coming very, very soon. So this is the Stocks with Josh show. I'm going to take you into a couple important charts of stocks that I'm watching, and I'm going to give you the lines in the sand. I'm going to tell you where the breakout points are going to be, as well as where the risk is going to be. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for hitting the like. It pushes the video out to more viewers. I want to remind you guys, I'm going to be in Northwest Indiana, Maryville, Indiana specifically, this Saturday at an event called Music and Money, hosted by Stock Up with Larry Jones. Myself and special guest Chris Sain are all going to be speaking. It's going to be a fun music event, as well as an opportunity to dive deeper into your financial journey and conquering Wall Street. Specifically, my portion of it's going to be about how to better understand the charts. I'm super excited about expediting people's charting journey, as well as just simply meeting you. Come out and join, and make sure you secure your seat. I'm going to leave a link in the top pinned comment. And I have to quickly say that so many times when I talk about leaving a link in the top pinned comment, I'll still get 3 or 4 comments that say, "Where's that link, Josh?" Well, it's in the top comment, which means that if you go to comments and you scroll to the top, you should start off at the top. But if you're not there, you scroll to the top, it's the first comment in this video. In addition to that, there's a description of the video. I'm going to leave the link there as well. So make sure you can go find it and come find us. All right, let's go look at some important charts. I'm going to go through these very, very quickly. Guys, Bitcoin pulled back a little bit today, but MicroStrategies broke out. In my opinion, MicroStrategies has actually front run the Bitcoin move, which means the Bitcoin may end up having a good weekend. We're going to see later in this week. Now, it's broken above some previous areas of resistance. You guys can see that. I think that you could set your stop loss beneath 185. And I think that the next target that this thing could hit is 227. I wanted to bring it to your attention because that move looks like it's getting ready to occur very, very soon. Then I want to talk briefly about Tesla. I'm going to keep my comments on Tesla very, very simple. We have a concerning pattern here. This is an ascending parallel channel, and I believe that we will get back to the top of this channel, which is this 254. And if you've heard me talk about Tesla over the last year, you've heard me mention this price over and over and over again. And I think going right up to this event, we're probably going to be sitting at around 254. And if the market loves what they hear from Elon, we'll skyrocket from there. But if the market doesn't like it, then that's going to be the top for quite a while, because we will go sub $200. Now, I'm going to be taking some risk positions on Tesla, but mostly right now I've just been scalping it profitably. As we move towards this event, my bias is to the upside all the way up to Thursday market close. Disney's one of these companies that's going to be heavily impacted by the hurricane, initially to the negative, but eventually with all the government spending that's going to swoop in on the economy, it'll come firing back. And if we go back in time, we see that we've been in a downtrend for quite a while after we made that new local high. All of this has been predicted on this page in advance. I've given these technicals. Well, right now, I see an ominous head and shoulders pattern again in a smaller time frame on Disney, and this could push us back to 89. But even though this sounds like I'm giving a bearish account of Disney, I'm actually wanting to give a bullish account, because ultimately Disney is making higher lows. Okay, so let's look at that. Disney is still above this previous low here, and we are making a series of higher lows. And I think this next low that we make, possibly a move back to 89, is going to be a huge buying opportunity. So guys, mark it and make sure you're aware. I'm going to be a buyer at 89. I don't want you guys to miss the boat, because I think that Disney, even though it's facing a storm, I think the chart is actually trending slowly bullish. And this next drop is going to be perhaps a buying opportunity. That's what I see in Disney. All right, the last chart I think is the most important chart of the day. I told the Discord back above 130, we were going to get to 134, and that's exactly the move that we saw today. Now, is this move coming to an end or is it just beginning? Well, I'm going to give you the trigger that I'm going to be watching this week, the line in the sand, as to whether or not we're going to get a continuation or we're going to get a pullback. And I think that's a move above 134. That triggers and signals that we will get up to this 148. But alternatively, if by Friday and all of the data that we've got coming out, we end up coming back beneath 130, then it simply means the market's going to be looking for a little bit more time to consolidate on NVIDIA before ultimately going higher. I do believe that the path is higher on NVIDIA this year, but it wouldn't shock me, and we need to be prepared both ways for the move. The move is either going to break us above 134 and we're just going to rip higher, or by Friday, we're going to be back beneath 130. Now, if we do come back to 130, you see that I've got an ascending channel here, which should present other buying opportunities. Really, if you look at it, that we're forming another bullish triangle on NVIDIA. If we pull this line down and we end up making a higher low here, we're going to end up having a very similar pattern on NVIDIA as we did on the SPY, a bullish triangle that ultimately here in the days ahead is going to point us to a much higher NVIDIA. And how high would that be? Well, you take that line right there and it gives you a projected top on NVIDIA. We'll simply move this bad boy over here. Eventually, when we break out, we're looking at a $200 NVIDIA. That's the prediction that this ascending triangle is giving us, a $200 NVIDIA. And I want you guys to know that I absolutely believe it. And so it's just a matter of time. Whether we go up this week and get above 134 or whether we've got to pull back and make one more higher low, for me, NVIDIA is going to remain as a stock that I'm going to continuously be reinvesting in. Guys, don't miss out on the Stocks with Josh Discord, the Chart Goat University. I'm going to be doing live trading for everybody tomorrow morning at market open. We're going to be looking for a hot move, a momentum play, but I'm also going to be sharing my basic trade setups that I use to enter or exit any scalp or any option trade or any stock trade that I get into. I'm going to be sharing that tomorrow morning. So make sure that you take some time to join us in the Discord tomorrow. If you're not a member of the Discord, then I'm going to leave that link in the top pinned comment as well. I want to remind you guys, this is a university. It's not just me. I've got a number of crown traders. Our party, our community of people that are teaching and trading is moving up very quickly. We're going to be close to 10 members here very soon who are daily participating and interacting with people in this Discord. I think it's an incredible community. And I also want to remind you that Miss Mary and Airtwan's class is going to be kicking off this Sunday. It's to prep people, give them some basic charting knowledge, and to let them know what stocks they're watching going into the coming week. So make sure that you click that link and you get yourself positioned for live trading with me and more education in this Chart Goat University. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Remember that I am heading out on a trip to Chicago, the Music and Money event. Tomorrow I'm going to be flying. And I'm going to be traveling really for the next 35 days. I've got a huge travel agenda ahead of me. Part of that is I'm coming to meet some of you guys, but I've also got some other travel going abroad. I will be in the Discord every day of the trading week, and I will be live trading with you guys 2 times a week. So make sure you don't miss out on it. Appreciate each and every one of you. Talk to you soon. Hit that like and subscribe and make sure you get the next video. Peace and blessings. Take care.